Health Sector Reform Commission submits report. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus directs speedy implementation of recommendations of reform commissions. Free primary health care and independent and permanent Bangladesh Health Commission recommended, says Health Sector Reform Commission Chief. BNP Chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia departs Heathrow Airport for country on a special air ambulance provided by Emir of Qatar after completing her treatment in United Kingdom. May 5 today. On this day in 2013, fascist government launched massacre on Hefazat rally. Hefazat Islam published name and identity of 93 Shapla Chattar martyrs. Politicization of mass media during fascist regime was the prime factor behind deprivation of journalists, says Information and Broadcasting Advisor. UN Security Council to hold a closed-door consultation in the wake of military tension between India and Pakistan. And in Sylhet, Bangladesh, a team win against New Zealand, a team by 7 wickets in the first ODI of 3-match series. Assalamu alaikum, this is Saba Saktir Arshi welcoming you to News at 10. You've just heard the headlines, now onto the details. The Health Sector Reform Commission has recommended the inclusion of primary health care as a fundamental right and providing primary health services free of cost. The members of the commission, led by its chief national professor A.K. Azad Khan, handed over the recommendations to Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus at the State Guest House, Jamuna today. Receiving the report, Chief Advisor directed the authorities concerned to take steps to execute immediate implementable recommendations of Health Sector Reform Commission. He said its recommendations will play an important role in resolving the long-standing problems in country's health sector. Among its key proposals, the Commission recommended the formation of an independent health commission to oversee and regulate the country's healthcare system. The Commission recommended establishing primary health centers in villages and cities and appointing primary care physicians. Later, the Commission chairman and members briefed the media at Foreign Services Academy. Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam was present during the briefing. Health Reform Commission Chief Professor A.K. Azad Khan said that the Commission has advised transforming health education institutions into autonomous entities.
আমরা প্রপোজ করেছি যে একটা বাংলাদেশ স্বাস্থ্য কমিশন ওভারসি করবে, আলাপ করবে, আর একটা হলো স্বাস্থ্য সেবা বিভাগ, সেটা কিন্তু ডিসেন্ট্রালাইজ হয়ে যাবে। আর একটা হলো যে স্বাস্থ্য শিক্ষা, এই জিনিসটা ট্রান্সফারেবল জব দেওয়া হতে পারে না, পার্ট টাইম জব দেওয়া হতে পারে না। আমরা রেকমেন্ড করছি যে এই স্বাস্থ্য শিক্ষার ইনস্টিটিউট গুলো সবগুলো এটা স্বায়ত্ত শাসিত প্রতিষ্ঠান, সরকারের স্বায়ত্ত শাসিত প্রতিষ্ঠান হতে হবে, সুতরাং ট্রান্সফারেবল জব হবে না।
আমরা এই জন্য একটি বাংলাদেশ হেলথ কমিশন, পার্মানেন্ট স্বাধীন স্থায়ী হেলথ কমিশন গঠন করার কথা বলেছি, যেটা রিপোর্ট করবে সরকার প্রধানের কাছে এবং প্রতি সংসদে প্রতি বছর এটার বার্ষিক একটি প্রতিবেদন উপস্থাপন করা হবে। আমরা এই জন্য এটাকে 17টি ভাগে ভাগ করেছি এবং একটি স্বচ্ছ জবাবদিহিমূলক কার্যকর ব্যবস্থা নিশ্চিত করতে।
20% দেশের 20% মানুষ যারা অতি দরিদ্র, তারা সব ধরনের সেবা বিনামূল্যে পাবেন হাসপাতালে, এবং এর মধ্যে 10 ভাগ সরকারি হাসপাতালে, 10 ভাগ বেসরকারি হাসপাতালে।
Italy is willing to hire more people from Bangladesh and will undertake measures to ensure safe migration from the country. Visiting Italian Interior Minister Matteo Piantedosi informed Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. The Italian minister called on the chief advisor at the state guest house Jamuna this afternoon when issues of mutual interest, including safe and legal migration of Bangladeshis, combating human trafficking, and trade and investment, were discussed. Matteo Piantedosi told the chief advisor that Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni was expected to visit Bangladesh sometime before September, as Rome was keen to renew and relaunch its bilateral cooperation with Dhaka. The minister said that the uncontrolled arrival of migrants by sea is very problematic for the European nation and sought Bangladesh's cooperation to eliminate illegal migration and organized crime. The chief advisor said that Bangladesh is eager to work with Italy to stop illegal migration and human trafficking. BNP chairperson and former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia has departed Heathrow International Airport in London to return to Bangladesh. Begum Zia left London on a special air ambulance provided by Emir of Qatar at 4 p.m. local time. Her son and party's acting chief Tariq Rahman saw her off at the airport. Khaleda Zia's two daughters-in-law, Dr. Zubaida Rahman and Saida Shamila Rahman, are accompanying her. Khaleda Zia is returning home after receiving treatment in London for the past 4 months, as she went there on January 7th. Ambassador and head of the EU delegation to Bangladesh, Michael Miller, has said timing of Bangladesh's next general election is solely a domestic matter, while underscoring the need for adequate time to implement key reforms. The ambassador made the remarks in a DCAB talk organized by the Diplomatic Correspondents Association, Bangladesh DCAB, at the Jatiyo Press Club in Dhaka today. The ambassador said EU does not have any opinion on time and it is not pressuring to hold election on a particular date. Ambassador Miller said the EU supports the interim government's ambitious reform agenda and emphasized that sufficient time is necessary to implement the reforms effectively. He expressed hope that political parties and the interim government would agree on a clearly prioritized and specific list of reforms. DCAB President AKM Muinuddin moderated the program, while General Secretary Muhammad Arifuzzaman Mamun delivered a welcome speech. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Muhammad Mahfouz Alom has said that the politicization of the media during the past fascist regime was the main reason behind the deprivation of journalists. He said the cases filed against journalists during the fascist regime would be withdrawn after investigation. Mahfouz Alom said this today while speaking at a seminar titled Journalist Killings and Persecution During Fascist Regime, organized on the occasion of World Press Freedom Day at the DFP Auditorium in the capital. Bangladesh Journalists Welfare Trust Managing Director Muhammad Abdullah chaired the seminar. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Mahbooba Farzana, veteran journalist and Daily Jajaydin editor Shafiqur Rahman, Amar Desh editor Dr. Mahmoudur Rahman, Media Reform Commission Chairman Kamal Ahmed, editors from various persecuted media outlets, family members of journalists martyred in the past 15 years, and senior officials from the Information and Broadcasting Ministry were present in the seminar. It is mention-worthy that a total of 61 journalists were martyred in the country during the fascist regime. Today, May 5, marks the Shapla Chattar Massacre Day. On this day in 2013, a deadly crackdown was carried out by law enforcement agencies on a mass rally organized by Hefazat-e-Islam at Dhaka's Shapla Chattar, allegedly under orders from the then fascist government. The incident resulted in numerous deaths. Hefazat-e-Islam Bangladesh released a preliminary list containing the names and identities of 93 individuals they claim were killed during the operation. The organization stated that this number may increase after further verification. Mufti Kifayatullah Azhari, a senior official from Hefazat's Public Relations Division, emphasized that this is only a draft and finalizing the list will take more time. Following the incident, Hefazat had initially claimed that hundreds of its members were killed but had failed to present an official list, causing discontent within the group. Human rights organization Odhikar reported 61 deaths linked to the event, while the Al-Mali government consistently denied any fatalities during the operation, a claim widely disbelieved. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Advisor Saida Rizwana Hassan has said sustainable development is not possible without harmonizing agriculture, biodiversity and food security. Destroying the environment in the name of development is not acceptable, she said. Government must bring environmental concerns into the mainstream, she said while speaking as the chief guest at the second session of the conference. She voiced alarm over the illegal extraction of topsoil from agricultural land for brick kilns, calling it a form of plunder. Fisheries and Livestock Advisor Farida Akhtar and Commerce, Civil Aviation and Tourism Advisor Sheikh Bashiruddin also took part in the seminar. Economist and former Jahangirnagar University professor Anu Muhammad Abdul Awal Mintu, Chairman of Multimode Group, Professor Dr. Abdul Rab, Vice Chancellor of Ayubat Azam J. Chaudhary, Chairman of East Coast Group, Professor Dr. Tofasul Islam of Ghazipur Agriculture University, and Khushi Kabir, Vice President of Bangladesh Poribesh Bachao Andolon, among others.
ক্ষুধা লাগছে খাইতে দাও টেবিলে খাবার